How's it going?
It's going.
Hey, Mercedes.
Hi guys, thank you for
Hi,
joining us.
Welcome.
Guys.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's a
So
good
we'll give it a
idea.
couple of minutes.
Hi, Mercedes.
Hi, everyone. How are you doing?
Good. How's your
Good.
chair?
It's great. I'm sitting in it right now.
Yay!
Yay.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Saved my back tremendously.
Oh, I'm so
Oh.
happy.
That's awesome.
It makes me feel so good.
Yes.
Hi, Robin.
Thank you so much.
Long time no see.
Yeah. Barely had time to go to bed and wake up and do it again.
No, right? We were just saying this week seems to be like pretty intense for everybody. Like everyone's working hard.
Yeah, everybody realized that Christmas is coming and we better get it done.
Yeah, so true. I cannot believe it's already almost the end of the year.
We're like 2 weeks away, right? Like it's like less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
Like
crazy.
3.
3.
Don't say that.
But I think
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was later than normal this year, right?
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone by fast, oddly enough, for like being
know.
1 year where we're really not doing any type of movement, like
Yeah.
No.
hanging out in the same place every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Groundhog Day syndrome.
We're like
I think we're
mixed in.
over it.
Yeah. Totally.
Yep.
Well, also those that are logging in, if you wouldn't mind just updating your name on Zoom to your name and company so that we can enter you in the raffle. And at the end, we're gonna draw names to win some fun prizes.
So you want us to do that on the email that you sent?
Justin, if you hover to the top right corner of your video, you should be able to click the 3 dots and then click rename and just, I see your name's Robin Pendleton, so I can enter it, but you would just edit it there
Let's
if
see.
it's not already labeled.
Oh no, I just went into grid view. You said hover on the right
Top right corner, do
corner.
you see the 3 little dots?
No.
Oh,
Right down.
well, it's okay. I have your
Well, I
name,
can
so
just
I can
email
enter
it,
you.
Right.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
oh, wait. I see
Got
it.
it.
I see it.
Awesome.
So rename.
Yeah, if you could just rename to your first and last name and then add your company, that would be great. See it for most people. Cool. All right, well, should we get started or wait another minute?
I think that's
Good
good.
to go.
Okay. So welcome everyone to our second Sustainable Solutions and Creative Applications presentation. So today, Pat Craft will present, so that's Haley and myself, and then Inscape, All Seating, and Lutron. So to kick us off, Haley and I wanted to introduce ourselves and sort of how we've been living this COVID year. There's Haley getting her hair done and me Clorox aisle.
Now the hair done is pre-COVID, clearly.
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's a massive photo. But we thought we'd just add a little bit of comical relief because we know everybody's at the year end, we're all stressed out. And it's like a little laugh for your day.
Yes, but Haley and I cover Pat Craft New York City together. So that is our contact information if you ever need to get in touch with us. And then to go through today's objectives, we're gonna talk about our sustainable story and our sustainable attributes, and then go over a few collections, and then have time for questions, but also feel free to stop us or write any questions you might have in the chat as well. And then also, if you all don't mind muting if you're not speaking, that would be awesome. So now I'm going to pass it to Haley to start us off.
Awesome. Thanks, Deb. So we're going to talk a little bit about our sustainability.
They are moving to Florida, but they were trying to
We're going to talk a little bit about our sustainability story. And the big thing here at Packcraft and Shaw Industries in general is we're huge advocates for Cradle to Cradle certification. We were the first flooring manufacturer to actually achieve Cradle to Cradle certification about 22 years ago, which is pretty awesome. And if you're not familiar with the program, so it's a third-party verification program that basically grades us in 5 different categories. You can see them on screen: material health, material reutilization, renewable energy, water stewardship, and social fairness. What they want to do is just make sure that, you know, whatever products we're designing and making for spaces, they have a positive impact on both people and our planet. So with that, we actually have 6 different Cradle to Cradle certifications, and they're certified across different platforms. So we have our EcoWorks backing, which is our standard carpet tile backing that is Cradle to Cradle certified. Our EcoLogics, which is our cushion back carpet tile. Our bio-based resilient platform, which Steph is actually going to talk more about a little bit later. Our StrataWorks carpet tile backing, and then 2 of our Broadland backings, our classic back and our Ultralock backing, which are also Cradle to Cradle certified. Go ahead, Steph. So we also recognize that not everyone uses Cradle to Cradle in their projects or for their specific company. So we also have HPDs, EPDs, declare labels. We partner with Mindful Materials, and we also partner with the Healthier Hospital Initiatives and Healthcare Without Harm, which is pretty awesome. So we have products that meet your LEED and Well Building Projects certification. We have 9 HPDs, 4 declare labels, 5 EPDs, and that's it. So next, we're going to talk about a little bit about our carpet tile portfolio. The reason being, it's 100% PVC free, which is pretty awesome. All of our product is made in carbon neutral production facilities. We just want to make sure that whatever we're taking out of, you know, we're not putting more that we take out of our environment, which is good. And then lastly, our entire carpet tile portfolio is 100% recyclable. So that speaks to basically having that circular economy, and then making sure that whatever, you know, our product doesn't go into landfill within, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. We want to make sure that we're removing anything that's not decomposable into that landfill product. So Steph is going to talk a little bit more about how we close a loop, especially not just with carpet tile, but our PVC offering. We have recycled over 6 billion pounds of PVC bottles, recycled bottles, PET bottles. And we have come up with some pretty cool, innovative product that kind of uses that recycled content in fun, different ways. Steph, you want to take it over?
Yeah. And then also just to note, we do have a take back program. So if you're working on a project where our product was installed 5, 10, 15 years ago, and they're going to be ripping that up, with a 500 square yard minimum, we will actually take it back for completely free of charge, and then give you and your client a certificate of exactly how much product was actually recycled. And then we do turn that into new product, which is awesome. So first I'm going to talk about dichroic. So this is one of our really sustainably focused collections. And this is kind of a hybrid between a hard and a soft surface collection. So it comes in both a square and a facet. So a 24 by 24 square, and then a 24 by 17.5 inch facet we call, which is this diamond shape. So you can also do some really fun patterning with this collection. So this collection is made from PET fiber. So we call it a non-woven composite flooring. So this is actually what the fiber looks like. And as you can see, it kind of looks like felt. And we take 2 different colors, and then we tuft it together really tight to create each colorway. So within each tile, actually, there are 18 plastic water bottles recycled into every tile, which is great. So that equates to 75% recycled content. And that's both post-consumer and post-industrial. So really awesome. And that also makes for the collection or the product to be inherently pretty stain resistant. Because if you think about a plastic water bottle, it pretty much repels any liquid. And then it's also Cradle to Cradle certified, as Haley mentioned earlier. So here, this actually also won Neocon Silver in 2018. So this was our showroom. And you can see here it's installed seamlessly with our split wood collection. And we used a mix of both shapes, which is pretty cool. So you can also use this collection for wayfinding or designating space using different colors or different shapes, which is pretty cool. And it's really a great collection for any commercial environment. So here's an example of the arrows used in a corridor space in a workplace environment. And then these are the colorways that come in both sizes. And also just note, as you can see really in all the installs, every tile is going to have a little bit of a different gradient. So just keep that in mind when specifying. And I would say too, if you're going to order samples to show a client, I would order a couple just to show the variation. Okay, if there aren't any questions on dichroic, then I'll move into ecosystem. So ecosystem is our first bio-based resilient solution. And this collection comes in two different visuals, both a wood and an abstract visual, and both come in sheet and tile. So meaning is the abstract visual, and our heart service designer down in Georgia actually took different yarn pieces and dipped it into watercolor to then create this grid-like patterning. And that was the inspiration for the actual visual, which is pretty cool. So here's an example of meaning tile. And this is a 13 by 26 inch tile. And then it also, the visual also comes in sheet, as I mentioned. Here's an example of it installed in a hospital kitchen area and a waiting room. So it's a pretty cool option if you have a client that doesn't want a wood visual. And then this is enrich installed. So again, it comes in sheet and plank. The planks are pretty large. They're 9 by 60. And so, as I mentioned, this is a bio-based resilient. So there is no PVC. It's PVC free. It's cradle to cradle certified and floor score certified, and it carries an HPD. So if you ever needed any of that documentation for a specific project that called for PVC-free hard surface material, we can always provide that for you as well. And then also to note, this collection is made from the raw materials in it are canola, castor, and rapeseed oil. But it's also designed with ExoGuard Plus Performance, so that helps with scratching, staining, and scuffing. And then it also received high results on the medical stain and chemical resistant testing. So it's really ideal for any commercial environment. And also to note, it's bleach cleanable as well. So also great for any healthcare spaces. So these are the meaning colorways. And then we also have coordinating weld rod options for the sheet product as well, if that was needed. And then these are the enriched colorways and the coordinating weld rods as well. Any questions on ecosystem? Okay, and then I also wanted to talk about deconstructed felt. So this is the third collection in our deconstructed series. This is a patented series for Patcraft. So we have deconstructed black, deconstructed metal, and now deconstructed felt. So for deconstructed felt, we actually expose the felt backing, and that's part of the design. So we sort of celebrate the beauty of the inner workings of the product. And this collection is also made with post-consumer fibers. So this one is 60%. So that's about 5.3 plastic water bottles per 12 by 48 carpet tile, which is great as well. So this collection is airport rated and also extremely durable, so great for any commercial space. There are 3 different styles within the collection. So the first is top stitch, which is going to be a single yarn color. And again, these tiles are 12 by 48. So these are all the top stitch colorways. So there's some fun color pops as well as some great neutrals. And then binary is the second style, and that actually mixes 2 of the top stitch colors. So for example, in top stitch, we have citron and gray. And then this is the binary style called citron gray. So it merges both of those. So you could do a cool gradient across a space using both of those styles. So these are the binary colors. And then lastly, we have Modern Surge. So this was actually inspired by our designers actually doing a run on the machine to see which pattern they actually liked best. And then they ended up loving how this textile looked on its own with all of the patterns. So they created a third style called Modern Surge, which is a little bit crazier, as you can see here on the floor, but you can mix it with top stitch or binary to create a cool dynamic look on the floor. Here it's used as an inset area rug. And this is also going to come in 4 different colorways, and all of these yarns are going to match back to a top stitch and binary color as well. So you can mix and match throughout the 3 different styles. So for Modern Surge, this is 1 colorway. So definitely for sample purposes here, we recommend at least 3 or 4 tiles just to show the variation. You'll get a mix of all of these in 1 box, so you can't specify 1 tile, for example. So just note that as well. And then it also comes in a nice neutral. But this is a great option for, you know, drop-ins or an inset area rug, or even we could create it into an actual area rug for you. And then I'm going to hand it over to Haley to talk about our newest collection, In Touch.
Thanks, Steph. Okay, so to round it out, In Touch is one of our newest carpet tile collections, and it was actually inspired by the art of clay making. So Ashley Weaver, our designer, sat in our studio and really actually created and molded clay with a few different tools. So she used a comb. She also used like kind of like a pen to weave in and out. And this collection basically is a direct and kind of like inspiration of what came out of a result of that. So there's 4 different styles in the collection. Every style is a 12 by 48. Completely PVC free and 100% recyclable. What's great is the tiles are actually a lot plushier. So they're a 24-ounce carpet tile, which is a little bit more plushier than a typical carpet tile. So first up, we have Carve style, and Carve is a direct reflection of what I like to say, kind of like that crackle effect you can find in nature. So if you have a kind of dried up riverbed or a dried up mud puddle, and you see where that water kind of dried up throughout, it creates that crackling effect. That's what you get across the pattern of the tile here. Next, we have Irregular, and Irregular is more of this very large scale pattern. It's very muted across the space, and there's a lot of movement, but again, still very organic. And you can see on the right is a direct reflection of taking a comb and kind of stamping those marks within a piece of clay. Next, we have Macro Score. Macro Score is actually my favorite style in this collection. The reason being it's a lot of texture, and it really has a direct, kind of a direct read of negative and positive light and how it reflects within a carpet tile within a space. So you can see it's a lot of movement, and it almost looks like she's taken her thumbprints on the carpet tile and it's dried up, and it's a direct kind of like imprint of thumbprints. Go ahead, Steph. And the last one we have is Textural Mark. So Textural Mark is the most subtle out of all 4 styles. It's very small scale. And again, it's just an organic pattern to round out the entire collection. So as we move into the colorways, so the collection has 12 different colorways. We have 4 warm tones, 5 cool tones, and then we actually have 2 neutrals that we like to call. You have Aura and Bliss, and it's a little pixelated on the screen. And then we have this gorgeous mossy green Zen colorway. That's a light kind of mossy green, something that you might find in a forest. What I love about the colorways is that every single color, it's neutral. The color is not overwhelming, and that's because this entire collection has a lot of textural movement in the pattern. So we didn't want to overwhelm you with both texture and color. So lastly, to round it out, Steph and I wanted to just talk about this event we're doing with Ashley, who designed In Touch. It's going to be held next Wednesday, December 17th at 3 p.m. Ashley's going to actually be talking about this collection in depth and what she kind of was inspired by. but she's going to be walking through how to like make clay and how to kind of work clay. And if you want to sign up, email Stephanie or me, because you get your own clay making kit and you can actually work along with her, or you can do it at a later time. So, any questions?
I just wanted to know, what kind of price range are we talking about? Or is it just so varied that there's no kind of common
For every collection or for this collection?
for everyone, basically? Are we talking middle price or?
So all the carpet tile collections that we showed today, the material budget is going to be probably low to mid 30s. And then the resilient tile that we talked about, bio-based, is like, I would say, Steph, the mid.
It's about like $4.50 to $5 a square foot.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's
Yeah,
great.
no problem. Thanks.
Thanks.
So with that, if there aren't any other questions, we'll pass it up to Inkscape. And if you think of anything, just feel free to type your questions in the chat as well. Thanks, guys.
All right. Do you guys see the screen? Is it full screen? I'll check. Perfect. All right. So thank you for joining us today. My name is Melissa Gaitan. I am your business development manager at Inkscape on the furniture side of things. Just recently joined the team. Oops, my bad. So yeah, so just recently joined the team, so feel free to reach out with any types of inquiries. Just getting into the presentation, we're going to be taking a quick glimpse on Inkscape's sustainable solutions and what products you can apply to meet your sustainability quota. So just a little bit on Inkscape. Inkscape offers over 130 years of experience in the industry. We specialize in furniture, systems, storage, benching, and wall products that really can adapt to any space. Our core business is custom work. We have 2 factory locations, one in New York, one in Canada, making us local in North America. So not only is it important to be sustainable, but it's also important to take it a step further and ensure an economical sustainability as well. So we've taken great leaps forward in our processes and materials to ensure that we provide you sustainable products. Currently, all of our furniture products are level 3 BIFMA certified, and we meet all well and LEED requirements. We, throughout the years, have also tried to decrease the amount of usage of water. So with our water reduction since 2008, we are currently at 64%. With greenhouse gas emissions, we are at 42% reduction since 2008. On a side note, some of the bigger names out there in the market are currently at 30% reduction since 2008 currently. So we stand very well against the competition. With renewable energy, we are currently at 96% in our Canada location and 28% our New York location. Averaging it all total, we're at 87% of electricity being from renewable sources. We work with PlastiBlue, which is a Canadian entity who works with Trade from the Netherlands to recycle and reuse all of our PVC waste. And we are currently at 50% of waste diversion. So with our work surfaces, horizontal and vertical, we can do laminate and new form. But new form is not only exclusive to Inkscape, but it's also a game changer material to the industry. And it's eco-friendly at the same time. So you guys are probably asking, what is it? It's essentially a thermoforming process that creates this nice, seamless, easy, clean work surface. And some key features to remember is its seamless edge, it's stain and bacteria resistant, and it does not fade when exposed to sunlight. With our Inkscape product recycled content, our steel is currently at 53% of recycled content. Our aluminum is at 70% of recycled content, and our MDF is at 88% of recycled content. With all of this together, all of our Inkscape products are approximately between 35 to 85% of recycled content. So specifically with our benching systems, benching and system solutions, we're currently at 85% of recycled content. And that includes the following systems. We have Inkscape system, which everyone knows us for. You can plan with linear, 90, and 120-degree planning with all of our solutions with Inscape systems. You can do storage-based planning and true inlay cabling as well. You can also apply with Inscape Bench. So this is our linear application. So this is our most compact and square footage maximization of a space. We currently just recently added bench accessory stack. This allows you to have more of a bespoke option that you can provide to your client with all these different iterations. And then we've added also Inscape Bench Mobile. This gives you the ability to detach all the work surfaces and reconfigure throughout the space as needed. You can also do 120-degree planning with Inscape Bench. These allow for these large ergonomic work surfaces and easy access to all data points throughout the space. Also adding a biophilic element by bringing in those curves into a usual linear application. Rocket is another solution that you can qualify under that spectrum. We have it with pneumatic and just recently adding our electric height adjustable solution as well. Rocket with mobile, you can do 90-degree planning, and we just added our high risers as well. With our storage, we're currently at 45% of recycled content. And Inscape storage is truly unique to the industry because we have 1.5-inch increments, while the industry standard is currently at 2. This allows us to have standard customization to meet all of your clients' really unique storage requirements. We've now added also our E-Lock wireless technology with all of our new form fronts. And we have so many options that you can choose from, really. So once you think of storage, you should immediately think of specifying Inscape for sure. We're known to have one of the largest selections and configurations of all different types of storage available. And now I'm just giving you some or a few thought starters that you can create with us. It's having the ability to be millwork with it being a standard option. Now with storage, what's new is we're bringing the highly requested personal storage to your client to store, and this is now available. With our tables, we are at 70% of recycled content, and we have 3 standard heights that you can choose from, and I'll show you. So we have the coffee table height, our meeting table height, which is standard seating height, and then we also have standing height or bar height that you can also apply our storage underneath. And we can customize all tables with ease, so don't be shy to draw something up and we'll actually go ahead and create it. So that's really it for me today. Thank you for joining today's presentation. And now I'm going to be transferring you to my amazing colleague, Kristen Matthews, who's on the Walls Division of Inscape. And if anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask away. Feel free to do it in the chat or unmute yourself.
Alrighty. Are there any questions for Melissa?
Any questions?
No good.
Going once, going twice. Done.
All right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So I'm Kristen Matthews. I represent the wall side for Inscape. I'm just going to give a brief overview of our most popular line called Acme 50, and then dive into obviously some of our sustainable certifications. So our factory is in upstate New York for the walls. So it's less than 500 miles, which helps for LEED accreditation. Our frame, as you can see, is super minimal. It's 1.5 inches. It's a single glazed demountable wall system, and the frames are actually 100% composed of steel. So it's super recyclable. Our tolerance we have as well as 1.5 inches, which is really nice for, the flexibility of being on site, especially in New York City. No floors are even, so that's something that's really beneficial. Our frames are all powder coated, and you can do a custom color. We have a wide range of standard colors we can provide, but if you decide to do a custom color, it doesn't change the cost or the lead time. And since the frames are all powder coated, the materials are all redless free. And we have our declare label, which I will show at the end. Diving in, so this is actually Google Chicago. So as well as Acme 50, we have an Acme 51 product, which is our high acoustic line. And it's something that's been really successful. A bunch of our Google projects that we've been on have used it. And we can get an NIC 35 with a single glaze system, which is really good. So basically our frames are hollow and we add a wool composite insulation within the frame. And we add a high compression gasket around all the doors as well as drop seals. And the glass is a 9/16 inch laminated glass with an acoustic inner layer. So all of those components add up to an NIC 35. And it's something that, we've used on Etsy, which I'll talk about, Google, and as well as the Delos building. So I wanted to show these two images. You can see, you can do like a standard storefront for the picture on the left. And then something that we're also able to do, the image on the right shows if you wanted to do like keeping the door and the frame consistent throughout the whole building. So if you have a huddle room or a phone room or anything like that, we can provide that as well, just to keep the look consistent throughout. And so diving into our sustainable certifications. So like I said, we have our Declare label. We were on the Etsy project, which was Living Building Challenge. If you specify wood doors through us, which is something we can provide, they're all FSC certified. Like Melissa said, our products are level 3 BIFMA certified. We contribute to LEED, and we're also Indoor Advantage Gold. And we are also WELL certified. So these are a few images of Etsy. This project is in Brooklyn. Like I said, it's a Living Building Challenge project. I was actually able to tour this a few years ago, and it's a beautiful space. You can just really see all the details that were incorporated. We contributed to the materials pedal for the Living Building Challenge. I believe they achieved 4 of the 7 pedals you need for the certification. And you can just really see, like, it's just, you go in and it's just so light and bright, and you just feel like better overall once you are walking through the space. So they did specify wood doors through us, and you can see here the glass is it's butt glazed at the corners, so you can do that as well. Or you can put a mullion at the corner, whatever you decide. One thing we can also provide is we do shop drawings and door and hardware schedules. We have standard hardware we can provide, but if you have like a building standard such as Schleg or anything like that, we can accommodate that as well, no problem. We really want to make it as easy for you as possible because I know door schedules are not fun. So these are a few more photos of Etsy. Just super beautiful space. And another project that I don't have any images of, but is well certified, is the Delos building, and it's actually by our showroom, which is in the meatpacking district. And that's just another beautiful space. It's well certified, and we have, as you can see here, this is our Declare label. So if there's something that like you're looking for specifically, we can send you any information you need. But we just want to be really transparent with all of the materials that are in our products, because it's something I feel like the world is, in architecture, it's really shifting towards being as green as possible. So just something that we can do. So yeah, does anybody have any questions?
No questions in the chat.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Hi, guys. All right. Give my screen a minute here. Oops. Can everybody see me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining. My name is Janine Brennan, New Business Development Manager for All Seating. I'm actually in our showroom in New York City. And since Kristen was ending with Etsy, I will start with the Etsy project profile because All Seating also met the Living Building Challenge green standards for this particular project. To give you some background, we were one of 30 chairs presented to the client for their new offices in Brooklyn. They went with our U series chair, originally because of the overall aesthetic and the ergonomic feature. The U shape of the frame of the back stays static, while this actual mesh encapsulated back has a lumbar adjustment to give you a really nice, great range. Once it boiled down to, I think there's about over 70 individual materials and pieces that we had to comply with, there were only two things that All Seating had to change in our overall design. One of them is that we sourced FSC certified wood for the seat pans. And the other was that we sourced a special washer that was free from any arsenic for the mechanism. Of course, we used a green upholstery, and I am proud to say that those two changes that we made are now a standard within the chair. So anytime you need to meet a Living Building Challenge, this chair is ready to go for you. So getting into our environmental standards, obviously reducing our carbon footprint has always been of paramount importance to All Seating. So we're constantly striving to improve that. I'd like to just show folks a few of the things that we add on our website in terms of the gold standard, SEC Global Services Certification, LEED, environmental data sheets, and then remanufacturing and recycling. So one of the things that we have on our website for every single product that we make is this little documents and CAD section. So not only are you able to get our product brochure, key messages, as well as CAD and Revit drawings, but we also have a link to the environmental data sheet. So this is allowing us to, and here's just an example of the U popping up. This allows us to showcase our general product information, any certifications that we might have, the material content, along with our recyclability and our LEED summary. So we're really dedicated to finding those innovative ways to reduce our impact on the environment. And one of the things that I like to kind of tell folks too is that we do have an option to blanket wrap and fully assemble your chairs. So this allows you to eliminate all of the bubble wrap, the additional cardboard, any of the materials that you find when unboxing, and truly allows you to simply unblanket wrap the chair and move on. So it's a really great way. If you're ever interested in learning more about blanket wrapping, it's one of the pinpoints right here within our sustainability program. So I'm not going to read everything because that's not really fun, right? So going back into who we are as a company, we have been around for over 30 years, and we truly design and manufacture a diverse range of award-winning seating solutions, from task chairs to side chairs and everything in between. Our clients typically buy from us because of that affordable innovation, but also for our flexibility, just like we did with the Etsy project. We really not only are allowed to meet your aesthetic and your budget, but we have a lot of flexibility in how we're able to build our chairs, since everything is coming from our own design team and our own manufacturing plant. We have a 12-year warranty that includes all parts and labor, and many of our seating solutions, particularly in the healthcare as well as in the lounge, enable you to do field replaceable parts, but also removable covers. So you can easily refresh with fabrics and finishes with our seating solutions, and that also helps the longevity of the product itself. 95% is on quick ship, so that allows either a 3-day or a 5-day lead time. I wanted to focus on Exchange because this seems to be a pretty popular series of our collection that has been, especially in this COVID workplace trends. Exchange is a 2-foot square building block that's made from a recycled molded plastic, and it's a foundation for our modular soft seating, and it supports various workplace by adding screens and barriers. It reduced and reconfigured sectional seating, We were able to create isolated areas, conferencing requirements, and even work from home needs. Obviously, from being able to remove covers, you have cleanability and sanitation, taking it even a step further if you use any bleach cleanable textiles. So for isolated workspaces, we saw an uptick in kind of giving this single club lounge chair and putting different screens and barriers, adding tables, power. The pod that you see on right in the purple comes in a 2-seater as shown, or a single seater, and just enables that social distance screens, cleanable laminate surfaces, and also the built-in power. What we typically sell are these linear or L-shape or U-shape patterns. But what we found during COVID was that people were asking us to take apart their couches and create more of those single seats to create the social distancing. Or we were able to take out maybe a 6 or a 12-inch arm and add some 24-inch platform arms. Once we have a vaccine and people are comfortable smushing together, again, we can start to create those fun shapes of those community spaces that we have. But in the meantime, we'll keep our separation. Some of the fun things about Exchange is that not only do you have the screens that were shown in solid textiles, but we also are able to add mesh so the light can show through, the airflow can happen. And then instead of a typical arm, we have what we call the bookshelf arm. So you'll have a metal frame here on the bottom, and then you'll have the laminate surfaces surrounding. And then we did a bent plywood that recessed your coat hook or your bag hook. So that way nothing will get caught on anybody's shoulders as they walk by the beehive space. Some of our new products, again, keeping in mind all of our environmental standards with all of our other chairs, was Mantra. Mantra, just like the word suggests, was meant to find that calm and relaxing space. So we offer it both in a low back as well as a mid back. The bases are interchangeable, so you can either do the 4-prong guest base. What I love about this one is it's a 70-degree swivel with an auto return. So it's going to make your space nice and neat. The chair will automatically point back into the direction. So for limited contact and touch on people coming in and straightening up an office or a conference room, this is a great base option for that. We also have the 5-star caster base. So this is another wonderful option for conferencing or executive. And then the Lemny arm, this kind of infinity arm that goes through not only the front and the back. It'll always be exposed on the back. So this is shown in one of our wood. We have 3 different maple, light, medium, or dark, as well as the polished aluminum. So you can show it on the front, or we can add an upholstery insert, which was shown right here, which will always come standard on that low back for comfort reasons. And then the other addition, while it's a small one, it's a great one, is our T7 arm. This is a totally ergo arm. Typically we have arms that move up and down, forward and backwards, but now you have a 360-degree turn feature within this arm, and it'll be offered in a birch and a black arm cap. So just something fun. And this can be switched out. So if you have an existing all-seating chair with an adjustable with bracket, we can easily change this out. So another way to refresh. And while I am sitting in our New York City showroom, which is open for appointment only presentations, whether with you and your clients or just with the design firm itself, we do have a virtual showroom, and this is a link on our website. It allows you to go through our head office, which is Toronto. And this is really just a way for us to ensure to welcome our clients into our showroom by creating this virtual 3D tour. I can lead a guided tour. You're welcome to kind of click through. And what's fun about it is that every single piece of furniture has a little placard that will come up. It'll either take you directly to that chair on our website or show you a demo of a video. So lots of fun ways to bring your clients to all seating. The other thing I'd like to point out in just the age of the pandemic was because we also focus on healthcare, our factory never closed down. We were able to ship things quite quickly, even quicker than our expedited lead times. And that allowed for our production team to really work around the clock to make sure that you get your product. So I know we're starting to look at other things for the new year, but just keep that in mind, you know, where areas like California, especially LA, is shut down. If there's anything that happens in the States again, that might affect your typical lead times, just know that we will stay open and get you the products that you need. And I'll stop my screen sharing and kick it off to our friends at Lutron. Megan.
Exciting. Thank you. I think I'm the last one, everyone, before the prizes. So exciting.
Hang on.
We're almost there. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. I love always seeing what everyone else in the industry is doing. So I know thanks from all of us for joining today. Just to say a quick hello, I'm Megan Hennigan from the Lutron spec team in New York. So I'm based full-time in New York City, and I focus on helping architects and designers understand what are lighting controls, what are different integrated lighting and shading solutions, and how can we help design teams really work together to make sure that projects come out as a fully functioning, cohesive environment. So I'm based in New York, but I work on projects all over the world. And you can feel free to reach out to me as early as schematic design to help understand different options for the budget, different aesthetics, and then of course, on the note of sustainability, what goals we have to meet and how we can get there. So I'm Megan from Lutron and Ketra, and I'm excited to share with you some sustainable solutions, whatever that might mean to you. So I know for some people, sustainability may just mean meeting code. It could be going for LEED, different material product certifications, but essentially what I want to convey is whichever goal or definition of sustainability you're looking to meet, basically all you have to do is come to me and tell me which one of those you're going for, and I can help direct you towards the appropriate materials and solutions, and also help coordinate with others on the design team, whether that's a developer, a GC, a lighting designer, an electrical engineer, an AV integrator. I'm here to help make sure that all those people are talking together and working on the actual same solutions, because a lot of what Lutron does falls between different people's scope. So for those who didn't know, Lutron invented the dimmer switch in 1961 in New York City, fun fact. So really energy savings and creating different environments and different ambiances for human-centric design is at the core of who we are as a company. So you can see our first dimmer switch ad back in the 60s where we're changing the environment, and there was a slogan that was dial in the romance. We're taking that same idea of daylight and light shifting throughout the day into electric light. So we're bringing that tunable white or full spectrum lighting into the picture today, where your daylight and interior electric light can be the exact same color temperature or shade of white and same intensity. So we see that happening a lot, and we're getting a lot of requests for biophilia through lighting, which is a pretty creative and fun way to bring that into the picture. So of course, we still make the classic dimmer switch. So that's to say we can help you meet budgets that are at a dimmer switch budget all the way through projects that are big corporate campuses, multiple buildings, multiple floors, with everything from window shades, draperies, Roman shades, all different types of window treatments, motorized and manuals. Of course, Ketra light, which are actual light fixtures, LED drivers for anyone who's ever had that experience of lights dimming down where you would love to relax, but they start flickering. A Lutron LED driver can make sure that your lights and your lighting controls or your control system are compatible. And then of course, all the front end controls and keypads that you're used to. And now as we venture especially more into the world of touchless technology and end user control, we do offer software or app control of all of our systems on the commercial side as well as the residential side. So just a quick snapshot here of what Ketra light could look like in a space. You can use all the different saturated colors, which are great for things like wayfinding or branding. But we also, like I said, have that full spectrum of different shades of white, from warmer than candlelight till really intense, crisp, bright blue light. So all of those in between we can achieve with Ketra light. So I know Kristen had mentioned the Delos headquarters, which is exciting. Lutron and Ketcha are also part of the Delos headquarters where they were achieving the WELL V1 standard. And you'll see just here a quick snapshot of the different features that pertain to lighting. So of course, some of the requirements are things that we can help design into the lighting control system with your engineer or lighting designer, but also as architects and interior designers, we want to make sure that we're creating the right feeling and the right ambiance and environment that not only is great for the people, but really highlights different finishes and different spaces. So for people on the line who really hate complicated lighting controls and panels, something exciting to share with this is that we're not using any type of big panels. So we're sustainable in delivering that biophilic element, but we're also bringing in that materials sustainability side where we're not using a bunch of bulky materials or space. We can easily change or reconfigure how space looks and feels, so very flexible. Again, we're not using extra materials or extra time to make adjustments. It's literally you simply log into an app on your phone and you can adjust your lighting, which is pretty exciting. So just a quick example here of our New York Experience Center, which is actually our global experience headquarters. We do have virtual live tours of this space available, and it's fully equipped with all the Lutron commercial solutions and keypads. And this is a great space to take an idea that might look like this weird wiring diagram on paper and show someone, hey, this is what lighting and designing this system or sequence of operations actually feels like. This is the client experience that you would be getting with this solution. So quickly, I'll just mention digital lighting, whether that's with an LED driver or Ketra lights. This is something that's great to bring into the conversation early because it brings that element of flexibility, material savings, and also just the ability to really design spaces that are right for people. And this has been a huge game changer in the COVID world because we've been seeing people change their spaces, but not really have the time or the budget or the means to do full construction where we're regrouping or rewiring anything. So with Ketralight and Lutron ecosystem LED drivers, we're avoiding all of that complication and keeping things very simple. Of course, mentioned early on with shades, integrated approach to that. All of our solutions are always saving energy. So I have a bunch of case studies if you're interested on energy savings, LEED, but really our goal is to make sure that when we're seeing, hey, this room isn't being used, we can repurpose that space with something that's going to be used and the space will completely be occupied and right for the client. So we're not wasting their space or wasting their energy, but all of these are very easy to implement, easy to design strategies. And that's what I'm here to help you do as your expert in lighting controls. Fun fact, Lutron was in the first LEED and WELL Platinum project, which is ASID headquarters in Washington, D.C., where they used a combination of Lutron lighting and Lutron automated shading to really tie together their full lighting experience, whether that's natural light or electric light. So you'll see a couple examples here of the space and how all of this planning on the controls and the shading behind the scenes really led to a beautiful, cohesive space that just feels right. It's natural and it's adjusting by itself without wasting anyone's time or energy. So our solar adaptive shading solution is called Hyperion, and I'll give you a quick snapshot of this low voltage topology, which behind the scenes, really what that means is minimal wiring, savings on materials, and also making sure that the shades are adjusting on their own for daylight. So we're optimizing our energy, and this tiny, tiny wire here, that's what Lutron is using. On the lower corner, that's what I see in almost everyone's shade specs, which makes me so sad. That's what a line voltage shade looks like. So for those interested in sustainability, not only are you optimizing your energy savings with these solutions, but you're being conscious of the materials that are used. All of our shading materials meet Green Guard Gold certification, and then we also have certifications and ratings. Just a quick overview of some of them here on the screen, but when you're trying to meet something specific, just let me know and I will pull that for you. And for something kind of fun, so I mentioned our Global Experience Center. This is another shot where we just adjusted our lighting. it doesn't all have to be this serious lighting control setup that feels very engineering heavy. This can be really fun. It's all about creating ambiance and creating environments. So you'll see this dappled tree canopy effect. And personally, my eye always goes towards the ceiling and I'm thinking, well, is this supposed to be like a starry night or something? But if you look on the ground, this is actually supposed to mimic the feeling of standing outside under trees in sunlight when the wind is ruffling. This is something that's really cool to experience in person because the lights are subtly shifting, just like you would feel sunlight shifting as the wind blew through leaves. My ending is a fun fact about us. So if anyone's ever gotten the Lutron pears, we do own a pear farm. If you're looking for that purely environmental green sustainability fact, we do have a pear farm called Subarashi Kudamono, which was inspired by our founder's trips to Asia for electrical components back in the day when the dimmer was founded. So we're here now for the prizes. And I'll just say a final thank you from all the ladies in this group. I know we really appreciate everyone hopping on, and we've loved working together this year, and we're looking forward to sharing more of our innovations and our designs with you in the new year. So I'll turn it over to Stephanie, who's going to do the raffle for us.
Thanks, Megan. All right, so while everyone was presenting after us, I put all of your names into a raffle app. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the raffles and list off the winners per brand. And then that brand representative will reach out to you after this to organize sending you your prize. So first I'll do us, Pat Craft. So for Pat Craft's winner, you will get a bottle of wine from us. And the winner is Rachel Friedenberg. Friedenberg, did I say that right? Yay.
Yay!
Congrats, Rachel.
Congrats, Rachel.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
said it right. You
So
got it.
I'll shoot you an email after this.
Awesome.
All right. And then the next winner will be for Inkscape. And that winner is Miguel.
Congrats, Miguel.
Thank you so
Congrats,
much.
Miguel.
Congrats.
We'll be in touch with you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you.
Very awesome.
All right. And then the next winner is All Seating. And that winner is Min Cho. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And then lastly will be Lutron's winner.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Robin Pendleton.
Yay!
Yeah.
Exciting. I'll reach out to you, Robin.
Yeah, so as Megan said, thank you all for participating. We appreciate it. We love doing these together and working together as a rep group. We'll follow up with all the information, but also feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions that you think of later on. And we're looking forward to doing more presentations like this in the new year. So
Yeah. If there's any, suggestions or any topics that you guys want us to cover, we kind of went from new product introductions to sustainable solutions and creative applications. We'd love to hear feedback of what the design community is interested in and seeing from us. We can be as quick as we need to. If you wanted something a little bit more lengthy, just at your own firm, let us know. We are happy to customize and tailor our presentations to getting you what you need.
yes. So thank you all. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Holidays.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.